Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday morning worship with the Unitarian Universalist congregation of York. I am Denise Ekstrom, and I will be helping to lead our service today. UUCY is a place where I can question and learn and develop my beliefs alongside people who may not agree with me or be on the same path. And yet we can worship and grow together because we share a belief in the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. We are all different, but we coexist here and love one another and extend that love to our community. That is why UUCY is special to me. Our congregational mission is one of spiritual transformation, of work for a more just and equitable world, and of education and engagement for people of all ages. We welcome you, whether it is your first time with us or you have been with us for weeks, months, or years. If you are new and would care to introduce yourself in the chat, please do so. If you are new and would like to learn more about us, you can send an email to welcome@uucy.org to start getting connected. Everyone joining us today is invited to type in the chat box any matters of the heart that they would like to share with the congregation. They will be announced later in the service.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Jen Raffensperger, and I serve as the minister of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of York. And I want to welcome you all here into this virtual, today, space for our Sunday morning worship. I invite you, tired though you may be on this daylight savings time morning of springing forward, I invite you to make yourself comfortable in body as we prepare our hearts, minds, and spirits for worship by hearing the sound of the bell.
Chalice flame burning bright, symbol of my own light, light around me, light aglow, light that shines as I learn and grow.
Light the chalice, the symbol of our living faith here in the sanctuary. You are invited to also light a chalice or candle at home. I invite you to hear today's chalice lighting words by the Reverend Suzelle Lynch. Each time we light the chalice, we renew our commitment to our Unitarian Universalist faith. With the spark of a match, we make it new again, as fresh and surprising as the first day we encountered this spiritual community and realized we were home. We light this chalice for renewal of our faith. Now we invite you to share in our opening hymn, number 1, May Nothing Evil Cross This Door.
May nothing evil cross this door, and may ill fortune never pry about these windows. May the roar of rain go by. By faith made strong, the rafters will withstand the battering of the storm. This heart through all the world grows chill will keep you warm. shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shouts, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in.
The story I'm going to tell you today is about an old teacher and their student sitting by the banks of a stormy river. And as they sat by the banks of that river, the student asked the teacher, "Teacher, why is time funny? I know that it flows forward, always, but sometimes it seems to stop completely, and other times it seems to race forward uncontrollably." So the teacher thought for a moment and looked down at the stormy river and said, "You see the river before us? There are many large rocks, and there are some tiny, small pebbles as well. I want you to imagine the river as your life. You see, if you are to only rejoice in the large moments, the weddings, the children, the new business you're going to start, you'll cross the river in a few jumps and look back and see just a few small moments. However, if you were to take your time to cross that river, reveling in all the small things, all these little pebbles, the sunny days, the daylight savings, maybe, maybe not, the breeze, the sun shining down on your face, the flowers blooming, the beauty of snow falling. Well, then you would take your time as you crossed the river. And as you looked back, you would see your life spread out over a long journey. But teacher, the student asked, why is it that it sometimes comes to a stop when I'm not having fun or when I'm doing things that I dislike, but when I'm happy or doing something I love, time rushes by? And the teacher said, well, that's how it should be. Time is fleeting. There is only so much of it. And when we're doing things we love, we wish we could be doing that more. But you see, when we're doing things that we don't like, we don't really live. We merely exist. And it seems like time is taking forever to pass. And so we must learn to live and fill our lives with joy and love and laughter. Thus is the story of the master and the student at the river, learning about time. Blessed be, and amen.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to go will build my love a bower by a clear and crystal fountain, and upon it I'll bury all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she would leave me, then I'll surely find another to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
Our reading today is a poem titled Daylight Saving, Age 5 by James Cruz. The night my mother turned back the clocks, I thought that while we slept, the hours stolen from everyone on earth would collect like coins in a bank vault, so we'd wake up rich at last. Even as my mother explained that it meant only extra dreams in winter, only late light returned to us with daffodils and rain in spring, I was cupping my hands under every lamp, keeping the fridge open so the cold brightness would pool at my feet. Honey, she said, it doesn't work like that. But I didn't listen. I was seeing daylight leaking slowly from the dripping comb of the sun and into bowls, jars, and bottles. Anything with a lid I placed on the windowsills to gather the sweet morning light I wanted to smear on slices of bread, eat with a spoon.
Thank you, Denise. The night my mother turned back the clocks, I thought that while we slept, the hours stolen from everyone on earth would collect like coins in a bank vault, so we'd wake up rich at last. Oh, imagine those riches, every stolen hour saved up for us. I'm grateful to poet James Cruz for sharing this beautiful vision, the ideas of a 5-year-old child trying to understand how exactly we are saving daylight. Where are we putting it? How easily can we access it when we need more of it? What if there was an ATM of daylight, a benevolent dispenser of lost time in small pocket manageable increments? What if you could tuck extra sunshine in your wallet in case of emergency? What did you think about daylight savings time when you were 5? Can you recall? Can you remember? What about time in general? I know that the song we heard for our gathering music this morning, Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle, thank you, Craig, for that beautiful recording of it, that was a favorite of mine when I was small. When it came on the radio, I'd sing along, but there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. In childhood, though, the riches of time seemed to me eternal. The months of summer vacation stretching out ahead of me impossibly long. The clock moving towards the final bell of the school day, containing eternities within every forward tick of the second hand. To be fair, I think many children are able to fully appreciate the wealth of time in a way that we lose, that tightens when we grow, as we have more obligations on our time and are forced more into a scarcity mindset. Time is abundant, but our adult relationship with it is fraught. We do take on obligations, responsibilities, and commitments as we age. And yet, I believe we may forget some as well. I think we forget how much we need rest. I think we forget how much we need to lose ourselves while doing something we love. Watching the snow fall outside our window, taking a walk, reading a book, listening to a favorite song, cooking a meal, building a garden shed, tidying the cabinets, prepping the seed beds. I wanted to take a moment today to talk about our changing relationship with time, especially after these last 2 interminable years. As of the time when I wrote this, the United States has reported 963,287 lives lost to COVID-19. And this total is believed to be significantly lower than the true numbers. In the United States, nearly 200,000 children have lost a primary caregiver. The number worldwide is over 5 million. These losses spare no one, but as ever, they do concentrate more highly in the areas populated by the underserved and the marginalized, as the world struggles to change its default setting of unjust, inequitable care and access to care. The losses of each person that I'm addressing, whether you're joining us in the moment, you're watching this later, whether you're hearing my voice or reading my lips or using the captions on Zoom or on the YouTube video, each of your losses are different. Each are profound to you in ways that I cannot know or understand. And if each person here carries this burden, think of that multiplied by all of us, by every person you encounter daily in your lives and every person in the world. We watch war arise in Europe with fear and dread. We remind ourselves also that other wars, other refugees have not been centered on the world stage as Ukrainians have been. And we wonder how on earth we're supposed to stretch our minds, our hearts big enough to make room for every refugee child, for every bombed out building, every dream erased. Time is abundant, beloveds, but so is grief. Time is abundant, but so also is joy. The world asks us to hold impossible amounts of each. We here in the UUCY community celebrate our imminent return to worship in person with one another. And we mourn all those we have lost in the last 2 years, those whose faces we will not see. We make careful room in our hearts for the fact that not everyone is going to be comfortable coming back, that not everyone experiences this pandemic in the same way, that each of us carries loss, and that loss may sit uneasily with us. The last 2 years stretched and changed our relationship with time, balled it up and pulled it out, leaving us feeling both too much and not enough, all at once. I think when I was 5, I might not have even noticed daylight savings time. Time was bounded by so few things when I was small. When the shifts of the pandemic pulled out the usual structures of our days, even if our own working shifts were not impacted, those around us were, none of us were left unchanged. When our usual structures were removed, it seemed to me we'd forgotten how not to have structure. And that might be a useful reminder. Grief does not have structure, nor does joy. Both spill messily outside the lines, startling us and reminding us that with all we do know, there is more that we don't. Time also has no structure save that which we impose upon it. I ask for your indulgence today as we reflect on grief and joy and time and the impossible hugeness of all the world. I'm gonna ask you to hear one more poem. Poetry, to me, is the language of the sacred somehow transmitted in human-sized packages, the sort of joy we can tuck in our wallets right behind our library card and next to that sunshine we got from the daylight ATM. This poem is called Day After Daylight Savings by Margaret Hasse. Blue numbers on my bedside clock tell I forgot to change the hour. This sets routines on haywire. Like a domestic goat staked to its circle of earth, I don't do well untethered. I have no hunger for early dinner, become confused by the sound of children who seem to be out too late for a school night. They've found an extra helping of daylight to romp on new grass and can't contain themselves, strip off jackets, scatter like a rag of ponies. Whatever time says, their joy insists on springing forward. What will you do with your extra helping of daylight? I hope you'll take up a reminder of the abundant time. The time when your mind and heart and spirit and body may all feel free at the same time. And as the prayer of peace rests on all our lips, let us be mindful of and eager for a world where this kind of time is abundant for all. So may it be.
There must be more love somewhere. There must be more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There must be more love somewhere. There must be more hope somewhere. There
At this time in our service each week, we invite you into generosity. This congregation relies on the time, the talent, and the treasure of its members and friends in order to maintain our community, to grow our capacity, and to thrive both now and in the years to come. It is the practice of this congregation to share each week's offering with an organization serving our community that upholds our values. We use Share the Plate to honor our commitment to service to our local community through these generous donations to local partners. March's Share the Plate partner is Planned Parenthood of York. Planned Parenthood is one of the nation's leading providers of high-quality, affordable health care and the nation's largest provider of sex education. Here is a video they have provided for us.
These are the doors to Planned Parenthood. They're just doors, really. But what makes these doors different is the fundamental misunderstanding about what goes on behind them. But here's the thing, what we do isn't a secret. It's quality health care for women, men, and young people. STI testing, well woman exams, birth control, pregnancy tests, family planning, sexual assault consultations, and safe, legal abortion. All from a team of people who happen to be acutely dedicated and highly equipped to serve you. There is no mystery here. What's behind these doors is a safe haven for anyone who needs it. There is no judgment, no agenda, just exceptional healthcare and our stories. From the clinicians to physicians, medical directors and office managers, from the medical assistants to front office specialists to you, the people we serve. We are all Planned Parenthood, and Planned Parenthood takes care of all of us.
Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices, if you have lit them, with these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We extinguish the chalice here, so that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path till you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again.
We come once again to the end of our worship and the beginning of our service. Go forth into the world this week aware of the gift of time, of daylight, of every moment that you have the freedom to do what you wish with your own time. And let us pray and work for a world where that gift is accessible to all. So may it be.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the turning, we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.